All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Shakur Stevenson brings boxing back to the world. Let's talk about what happened on the fight card and his victory tonight, and with a devastating body shot knockout. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back. And I mean welcome back this time because now it's literally welcome back to boxing. I was just so excited. For our ESPN card on Tuesday night. It's been, obviously you know why this is, because boxing has been on hiatus from the whole sports world has been on hiatus for the last, what has it been, 2 months now? At least 2 months. So yeah, going on 3 months. Yeah, this will be the third full month that we haven't had any type of boxing. And now ESPN had a fight card in Las Vegas. And you knew going into the fight that it was going to be some mismatched fights to it. And that's what it was. But all in all, I was really, really happy to have it. It was very entertaining in a lot of ways. It was different in some ways that I'm used to seeing fights, but not in bad ways. I mean, this was just a night tonight where there couldn't be a lot of hoopla and a lot of, special effects. If the fight card was going to be good, it was going to be good because you had really good boxing matches. And when the boxing, one of the things that I noticed about this fight card is that when the fight was going on, I wasn't really paying any attention to anything other than the fighters. So it really didn't seem like much different than, when I usually watch fights. It seemed real regular in that regard to me. It was just the things that were going on around it, like the interviews, the fact that the guys had to stand so far apart from one another. You didn't see as many people you didn't see as many different, variations of people in the corner. You didn't see them panning the crowds and the interviews and all of that stuff. That was gone. But the fight, hey man, Shakur Stevenson looked really, really good in that fight. Now I missed Robeisy, the Cuban, the undefeated. Well, he wasn't an undefeated Cuban, but I think he's a 2-time Olympic champion. He's definitely at least a 1-time Olympic champion. And he beat Shakur Stevenson in the 2016 Olympics. He was the first fighter on the card. And my understanding is that he got a knockout in his fight. So, he was looking good. And then the fight proceeded to Jared Anderson. And now I had never heard of Jared Anderson before, but I know about Jared Anderson now for certain. I'm looking forward to seeing what this kid can do. He looked like a serious threat in the heavyweight division. He's a really big kid at 6'4". He looked very strong, very fast, looked very skilled. Now, of course, he was in there against somebody that was not a top heavyweight, but from everything that I could see, he looked like he has a lot of potential. So I look forward to seeing him. I know that some people have been in the comment section have been telling me about him, and hey man, duly noted. Without a doubt, hey man, he was looking good. Now, as far as Shakur Stevenson looked good. He looked good. I'll say he looked good in this way. He looked good in that he was obviously a little higher in weight than he usually was. I'm sure they moved that up to 130 pounds because he's the 126-pound WBO champion. So I think they moved that up to 130 pounds because he just looked a little bit more fleshy. He didn't look as cut and as in shape and fight ready as he did, in the last fight that he had against, what's his name? His girlfriend's brother. When he beat up his girlfriend's brother, he looked a whole lot, he looked more tight and more sharp there, but he still looked fantastic because of, the levels of skill that Shakur Stevenson has. Obviously, man, he's just a very, very solid fighter. The thing that I really like about him is how precise he is. It seems as if he really does, when he throws, he lands, far more often than not. Very, very sharp puncher. And, I noticed in this fight, I believe I noticed it before, but really saw it in this fight. Very, very, very good ring IQ, man. Love, dude, how he slips punches and how he goes to the body. Now, the fight eventually gets stopped. It could have been, I think if Shakur Stevenson was all the way sharp, like he was able to get out and really do, his usual routine, his usual training routine, that he would have looked even, a lot sharper and probably got the guy out of there early. But Caraballo, I think that's his name, right? Caraballo was very set on surviving and making it through the fight. So, sometimes it's just really hard to get somebody out of there, into those circumstances where somebody's surviving, where they're coming straight forward with their hands over their heads and all of that stuff. So it just can be kind of, it looked like he was making it very difficult for Shakur to get him out of there. But whenever Caraballo let his hands go, there was something coming back at him. But the body shot that put him out was really, really nasty. That was a shot was that left? That wasn't a liver shot. I thought it was a liver shot, but Tim Bradley's like, no, that's not a liver shot. That was to the solar plexus, but pretty much just buckled him. They probably could have stopped that fight a little bit earlier than that, or at least I'll put it this way: I thought they were going to stop it. That it was going to be stopped maybe 2 rounds before that, but Caraballo got his feet up underneath him a little more, and so he was able to weather the storm. Weather the storm a good bit. So, all in all, man, that was a really good performance from Shakur Stevenson. Now, after the fight, then now there is obviously the question about what he's going to do. He came in the fight at 130 pounds. So, but he's the WBC champion. Now, when they mentioned the fighters and the people that they wanted to have him fight, like maybe a Miguel Berchelt at 130 pounds, I did not hear them mention Gary Russell Jr. I know that he mentioned Frampton. I don't believe that I heard Gary Russell Jr. Not Frampton, excuse me. Josh Warrington. I believe that I heard them mention that Josh Warrington for him, but I didn't hear Gary Russell Jr. For me, I at the look of this fight, I clearly give Shakur Stevenson the advantage over Josh Warrington. I think that's a foregone conclusion, man. I don't think, and matter of fact, I don't think if they're really sharp, right? If Shakur Stevenson is very, very sharp, I don't see Josh Warrington getting out of that fight. And as far as Miguel Berchelt up there at 130 pounds, yeah, I think that Shakur Stevenson is going to be has more than enough of what he needs to handle Miguel Berchelt too. The only person that I think would, I favor over Shakur Stevenson below the weight of 135 pounds is Gary Russell Jr. And they didn't, like I said, they didn't mention him at all. Because I think that would be, hopefully that would be a fight that, that they would make. Now, the one other thing of note that I noticed, and I'm going to talk about it in another video, when they talked about Shakur Stevenson in this fight, please notice the subtlety. It wasn't that subtle for people that are paying attention to it. He referred to the panel, Mark Kragel, Andre Ward, and Tim Bradley, and whoever it was that's the guy that was moderating, all referred to Shakur Stevenson as a black southpaw, and that being a problem with him, that could be a problem with him getting fights, and why maybe Josh Warrington doesn't want to fight him, or thus and such. Now, Gary Russell Jr. fits that. Gary Russell Jr. fits that profile too. A very slick, crafty southpaw. Gary Russell Jr. definitely understands that scenario because Leo Santa Cruz wanted no parts of him, but. But Shakur Stevenson, I think he, obviously he has, He has Andre Ward and I think he has ESPN and Bob Arum's backing a little bit more. So maybe he'll be able to, get some of those fights like, the unification fights that are held by guys like Josh Warrington and Miguel Burchelt. Maybe he'd be able to actually get that, because he's with Bob Arum. But then again, hey man, maybe not. We'll see. But all in all, that was just a really terrific fight. I was extremely happy to see boxing back again, and yeah, man, it was really nice. Got me a bowl of popcorn, watch the boxing match. Gotta love it. Anyway, hopefully we'll get some. I know we're going to get some more of them next week. So, hey, if ESPN is putting on the fights, I'll be watching them. PBC, my understanding is they're coming back in July. So, hey, man, it looks like we're moving forward in all of this. So anyway, it is what it is. Hey, please leave your comments in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.